Yeah, it's an interesting topic because I've been exploring a little bit regarding AI and transformations in general. I focus more on the change management piece, but it's really about building capabilities to go into this huge transformation with AI, with the capability, the human aspects that really help us and elevate us. So, like, couple of things that I focus in on is leadership in the age of AI, and what are the capabilities that leaders must have in order to work alongside and also to support strategies that are embedding AI, and how do you keep the people involved in the process? Because right now there's still low adoption rate, all these things you probably know already. You know, there are hesitations, is it going to take my job? So it's really looking at, and I do coaching with individuals, teams, and also organizations. And it's also, what is that culture going to look like in the future? What do you want it to be? So hopefully that gives you an idea. And doing something like that, planning out something far in advance when we don't know exactly what it's going to look like, creating that, I don't want to call it workshop, but kind of that seminar where you bring people together and work on things in order to get to some decisions, is what I do in the consulting.
I think that's essential. And I'll tell you another reason why it's not only essential, but it has to be done in the way that you're doing it. Because two things. One, the people that are in the system right now and that are leaders and or major contributors, right, who have had the experience and so forth, it occurred to me the other day that they are stuck in the paradigm of the way that it is. And the people who are not stuck in that are the 26-year-olds who actually, you know, the people who are new, who actually don't have the, not the limitations, but the filters, because they only know what they know, which then can contribute to the envisioning the future. And so you have to bring those two together in a forum, not a training, but a forum of where you moderate the conversation and kind of mold it and put it so that people, they can talk to each other. Otherwise there's, you know, a lot of dynamics that can come into play. And that's how you get to the future, not in the vision, not by just recreating different facets of the existing paradigm. Because when things are broken, where we know a lot of different pieces, either healthcare or other areas and industries are broken, you really need to kind of jump over those frameworks in order to envision the future. I love that.
Perfectly said. I mean, seriously, it's really an opportunity to unlearn. Like the generations after the 26-year-olds, right, are the ones that we really need to break that paradigm by teaching ourselves how to unlearn everything that we've learned. Because it's not going to serve us now, and it's not going to serve us in the future. That's the thing that you're trying to get to. How you're going to get to innovation. If you're looking at a phone and you only see a phone, what can you envision in the future? So there's a lot. It's unraveling those pieces and, you know, breaking down some of that neuroscience and leveraging that to really help us to think differently than we have in the past.
And the innovators are the ones that can take themselves out of the existing framework to conceive and play in the future and in the sci-fi, right? So, and then the leaders are the ones that are, the successful leaders are the ones that will be able to discern what's sci-fi doable and valuable versus sci-fi just, you know, just fluff. So, and vaporware, right?
Exactly. Yeah,
that makes sense. And so LynxIQ on my side, we kind of tie whatever the vision that is to the technology and help it put it together and create the story behind it and so forth, and tie the story into the core of what you're building. But you're the one that facilitates the ability to get there and to envision it, and facilitates the transformation of the company once they decide, all right, we're gonna, I don't know, we're gonna build nanobots. And so you're the one that sits down and says, all right, how are we going to change not only the culture and the leadership so that you can make sure that everybody understands why it's important to get there, what barriers you have to jump over, et cetera, which is so important.
Yeah, because it can be a perfect marriage, right? Human plus AI can be a marriage. But what corporations that I see been doing is just saying, okay, we're going to change your culture. We're going to adopt AI, and the people aren't coming along. And they've created fear in people, which lowers productivity, effectiveness, efficiency. So that's why I want to focus more on the people. And then in the end, everybody's happy. Right?
In a past role that I had, it wasn't AI. Instead, it was labeled data science, right? And we were tasked to impose a data science or a predictive algorithm that would automate the identification of errors, which is something that was done by an entire team, an entire department. And so when we tried to do that, the department kind of essentially just, stalled us, because they thought, they were afraid, and they thought it was going to take their jobs. There were so many cultural dynamics, and it was only after we met with them and say, no, this is going to be your tool. We're building it so that it could make you faster, better, stronger. It's not going to replace you. And then showed them how they were going to use it, and how their processes might become a little bit different, but how they could actually impact the overall ecosystem. As soon as we did that, there was no more friction. And so I know exactly what you mean. But it takes a facilitator like you to be able to connect the dots and have those conversations, because the technology and the AI is so entrenched in AI.
Yeah.
And the humans are so entrenched in human dynamics. And so you need someone to be able to bridge and create that trust and relationship.
You said it perfectly. Thank you. You do promotional marketing. Thank you.
I love it. That's great.